en Venecia he hecho un másters. Oh my God, parece que tengo 12 años aquí. Y eso es cuando es el año que vino aquí para vivir. 2, ok, so estoy aquí 18 años. Mira, es el primer vestido que he hecho de organza, cobre, poesía, está en la nieve. Oh, I love these pictures. Oh, so beautiful, these beautiful, beautiful memories. My father, oh my gosh. My husband, I don't even know who these people are. It's my family. And then I started to do these out of my head, these faces, that and that, from dirt. That's when I had no materials. I just came back from Africa. Y tenía plantas muertas en la terraza y utilizaba como pigmento o como para dibujar cola y no podía ver lo que hacía. Solo, ojos, nariz, boca, y cada vez que he hecho los mismos movimientos salió una cara distinta. Era como mágico. Tengo muchos. Ese tipo de obra abstracta, pero empieza con letras chinas de poesías que estaban que ponen las tumbas. Y después yo corté las letras, he hecho un collage y pinté entre las letras y es como otro idioma. Tengo más de esto que me interesa mucho este proyecto. Y cambié las letras, es como un idioma que no existe, que inventé. Pero también creo que es la pintura o dibujo es un idioma, es un lenguaje. Y hice muchos de estos porque me gustó mucho y me encanta el gouache. Me gusta mucho dibujar con gouache. So let me show you, where is Chiochin? I just had her. Well, that's her. This is the poet warrior. Isn't she amazing? I mean, I just saw her and I received some kind of message like, do something with me. So I have been doing this like spears or some kind of weapon, but it's more a weapon against inequality and discrimination. This is me in the dress with some kind of weapon, but it's like a weapon of peace. You see, I'm like holding it like a peace pipe or a peace offering. It's more an offering. So I like to kind of change the whole message about it's a tool more than a weapon. Hago una instalación efímera cada X días, 2 o 3 días. Me cuesta un día para montar y porque, no sé, es el proceso que me encanta. Y también me encanta sacarlo, like to just let go. I don't want to hold on to anything. So it's interesting because first it was something I was making to wear for the action, the poetic action. Then we talked and that's not going to happen. And then I started to add more things to it. And then I thought, oh, I like this. And this hat is kind of inside out, which I like better than when it's the right way. And I do like to play with the theme of mother. So this is like a mother-daughter constellation. And I'm not really sure why I make some of these objects, like the beads, the spoon. They have so many interpretations for me. And I don't really want to force myself to think about what it means. It feels better to me if I just let it be, But there's so many different materials here. There's silk, there's paper, there's dirt, there's Russian porcelain, there's thread, there's crushed glass, prints, lino prints, shells, crushed marble. I mean, if I look at, I think I do this layering also because it's like the energy of these things. I don't really mind that you can't exactly, that things get covered because something remains there of the energy of it. Like this is, I had a Chinese assistant when I was in Shanghai at the Swatch residency, and they wrote some poems that I found in Chinese. So some of these women who had inspired me with their poetry. I'm going to get the list of names next time that we're together so I can say their names, because I think it's really important to say women's names. And then the holes I made with incense. So I also like to think of the process being some kind of a ritual and getting involved in that ritual, because that really helps me work. And it helps me bring me to this other realm, out of the everyday, which I love, but when I'm creating, I'm kind of in a meditative state, I think, And I love that when I went to Italy recently, I didn't have any materials, and what I used were just things that were right in front of me, like leaves, twigs. So these leaves are just leaves that I found and I directly printed. It's interesting, working with dirt, I know the difference. Like, this isn't the best dirt. I don't know where I got really good dirt that was all nice and machacado and fine, but this has little white things in it because it's really for plants, but I can deal with it. Super messy. This is going to take many layers. Maybe, I don't know, four. The first layer is the most difficult. And then I see, but it could be 4 or 5. And it might, it's plaster. It's a plaster cast of my torso. And I think it might be good that it has textile, because the plaster doesn't hold the dirt so well sometimes. I'm going to use up all of my medium, but it's funny because this has been like this for a while, and it really bothers me. Like, when something doesn't work, I don't like it in my face to keep looking at it. It's like, no, you have to do something about this. All right, now we're going to shake her up. I already like her more. I'm going to put more. What's on the top is glass. Now, that works so much better with the textile. The textile really holds this material, this medium. Oh, I love to cover things. And some days I'm really in the mood for doing messy things, and some days I just want to be clean. Today is messy in the morning. And in the afternoon, I don't do messy things. It's exhausting. Because you have to clean up and, I love these legs, but I'm not quite sure what to do with them. I don't know if I should cover them with more dirt, if I should cover them with the white glass. Sometimes it takes me a while. I have like a deep feeling towards a work, and then I don't know what to do with it. I have to just look at it for days, you know. So I'm not really sure. And these birds, some of them have fallen off. I've got birds on them. I have this thing with birds. Relationship. I took an ornithology course in college that I loved. We would go out in the field at 6 in the morning to look at birds for hours with our binoculars. We'd bring coffee and donuts and just be very quiet in a marsh, upstate New York. I loved it. This was a revelation to me, making body parts and making with this particular paper, which is like skin. And when I started to make the hands and the arms, it was like, whoa. I was very excited.